Chapter 2. The biggest ship in the world. More than 15,000 people built the Titanic in Belfast, Northern Ireland. They began building it in 1909 and finished it in 1912. The Titanic was the biggest ship in the world. 46,328 tons, 265 meters long, and 28 meters across. It had 3 big engines, and it could go at 23 knots, 46 kilometers per hour, so it was one of the fastest ships in the world, too. The Titanic was very safe. It had 16 compartments and 15 emergency doors. When the captain closed the emergency doors, water could not move from one compartment to the next one. "The new Titanic is much safer than older ships," a newspaper said. The Titanic was a very beautiful ship. The rooms for the first-class passengers, like Mr. and Mrs. John Jacob Astor IV, were like rooms in a very expensive hotel. John Jacob Astor was one of the richest men in the world. He was 47 years old, but his second wife, Madeline, was only 18. On the ship, Mr. and Mrs. Astor had 2 big bedrooms, a sitting room, and 3 more rooms. Mr. Astor and his young wife could eat in the beautiful restaurant and talk to rich, famous people like Benjamin Guggenheim, an American businessman, Colonel Archibald Gracie, a soldier and writer, and Mr. Isidor Straus, a businessman from New York, with his wife Ida. The captain of the Titanic, Edward Smith, came to eat with them too. There were many more rooms for the first-class passengers. There they could walk, read, smoke, and listen to music. The rooms for the second-class passengers were beautiful too. They were better than the first-class rooms on most ships. But most of the passengers had third-class tickets. These people were not rich. They were working people from England, Ireland, and many more countries. Carla Jensen was a 19-year-old girl from Denmark, and Anna Turja was 18 and from Finland. These 2 young women wanted to begin a new life in America. Third-class passengers had small rooms called cabins on E-deck, a long way under the first-class and second-class passengers. There were 4 beds in every cabin. Sometimes the first-class passengers walked their dogs on E-deck because it had the longest corridors on the ship. But they did not talk to the third-class passengers. They had nothing to say to them.